Oh, there's also one right here. Right there. That's a Build-A-Bear. I just realized there's an OxiClean bottle in the background. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Golden Jolene. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my favorite beauty products from 2017. I know it is a little late, but better late than never, right? Alright, so we're not going to ramble at all because this video is probably going to be extremely long. We're just going to get right into it. So I'm going to skip primer just because I personally don't think primer really does anything to my skin. I mean to my makeup. I don't feel like it really makes my makeup last any longer than it would without primer. I kind of just wear primer as a barrier or, you know, a layer between my skincare and my makeup. So we're just gonna go right into foundation. Now I have 4 foundations, but they're all drugstore. So the first one is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. Now this foundation is pretty much empty. I have like 4 of these. When I first bought it, I got 3 backups because I think this foundation is so good. I have the shade 305 Golden Tan. It just has really nice coverage. I feel like it doesn't look cakey on my skin. It's oil-free, so I never feel like greasy or gross with that foundation. It's honestly my go-to. I'm gonna continue repurchasing that, especially because this is so affordable. I don't know the prices of these items off the top of my head. I think I'm just gonna keep them. I mean, I'm gonna put the prices on the screen. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite foundations of all time. The next foundation is also by CoverGirl, and this is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. I started using this foundation and the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation because of 11th Gorgeous here on YouTube. This one is a little bit pricier. It's like $10.99 or $9.99, something like that. Depending on where you go, it could be a little bit more expensive. This is also in the shade Golden Tan. I honestly think this one has a little bit more coverage, and I feel like it's a little bit more matte than the other one. This one does not claim to be oil-free. No, this is just, oh, shine-free. The coverage of this is a little bit better of the other one, so I actually do like this one a little bit better, but if I would have to pick one over the other, I'd probably pick the Ready Set Gorgeous one just because it is a little bit cheaper, but this is also a great one. Now, moving into 2 foundations that aren't so matte. These are both by L'Oreal. I had 3 shades in the True Match Lumi. This is an amazing foundation. Now, it is luminous, but there's no glitter in it. The other one is the Visible Lift Blur foundation, which is not a favorite for so many people. Some people say that this makes them oily, but I do have regular skin. I'm not dry or oily. It is a little glowy, but I would say it's more satin compared to the True Match Lumi. The True Match Lumi, I have the shade W4 Natural Beige, but I also have the shades W5 and W3. I have many shades because I love this foundation. And this Visible Lift Blur one, I have the shade 210 Sun Beige. I'm pretty sure I also have the shade Honey Beige. Alright, moving on to concealers. I have three concealers to share with you. First one is the Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. This concealer, initially I did love it, but then I realized it doesn't have too much coverage, so I stopped using it. I'm really weird. I prefer to use products that I don't really like because I want to use them up quickly and get rid of them. So that's why I started using this concealer again, and then when I started using it, I started realizing how much I love the natural look this gives. This is not full coverage at all. It's more light to medium, but it's so lightweight. I love this concealer so much. I only have 1 shade. I don't know which shade this is in, but I'm pretty sure it's in medium. But yeah, I love this for under my eyes. Another concealer that I definitely think is lightweight, just like this one, Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer. This concealer is great for the drugstore. I mean, Maybelline does concealers right. Instant Age Rewind is great, and so is their Fit Me, which I own both of those, but I do use them, but not as often as I use these 2. And this next concealer, I hate this concealer with a burning passion. I hate this concealer so much for under my eyes and my face. When I first bought this concealer, I loved it. I thought it was great. I don't know why. And this was in one of my best high-end concealer videos from months ago. I'm pretty sure this was like in March or February, maybe before that. So why is this in my best of 2017? Because I love this to carve out my brows. I think this concealer is amazing for carving out my brows when I do my eyebrows. I'm very messy when I fill in my brows. I make tons of mistakes, but this concealer always saves my day. And it's very expensive, so honestly I probably will not repurchase this. I'm probably going to buy a different one for my brows. Alright, since we're talking about brows, we're going to move into some brow products. Benefit Ka-Brow. Initially I thought it was pretty good, but then I started hating it because the brush it comes with sucks. Like, I mean, it's an okay brush, but it's really difficult to work with because of how small it is. Also, I feel like this is a little bit drier than my Anastasia Dip Brow, which I love, but it's not in this video because I didn't use it as often as I use this. I started using this a certain way. I take my eyebrow brush and I dip it in a little bit of tea tree oil or coconut oil from time to time when I feel like this is drying up. I take my brush with the oil and I just get the product onto my brush, and that makes this product work. I use this so often. I use this at least 3 times a week. This is a really good product. The next product I have is by Anastasia. I think Anastasia kills it with brow products. I have not tried their Brow Wiz. I do have the NYX Micro brow pencil and I think it's pretty good. I just personally do not like the thinner brow pencils. I think it takes way too long. I used to have very, very, very skinny eyebrows. I used to tweeze them way too much and I thought it looked cute, but I recently started letting my eyebrows grow out a little more, and I find the Anastasia Brow Definer to be amazing. I just love how this is shaped, like angled. It is so perfect. I can literally get my eyebrow done in, like, each one takes me like 10 seconds, and I think this is so amazing and convenient. So this next product I literally use every day that I wear makeup. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper, and I have 2 shades. I have light to medium and medium to dark. I use light to medium on the outside, or like more towards the center of, you know, right here. And then I use the dark one on my tail. I think these are beautiful. Like, sometimes I only use this. Like, I won't even fill in my brow with any pencil or any dip brow or anything like that, and this just makes it look put together. This is just like holy grail status for me. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I skipped powders. This first one, well, actually both of these, I didn't start using until like the middle of 2017, but this is literally what I use every day. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I know I'm so late on this bandwagon. I don't know how I survived without this powder. This powder has a slight yellow tint to it, like a very slight. You'd think it's white, but in person it has a very slight yellow tint to it. It just looks so beautiful under the eyes, and it doesn't flash back. I think this is an amazing powder. I like it way more than the Kat Von D Shade and Light powders. This is just perfect. Like, I don't care that this is like $38. I am going to continue repurchasing this for the rest of my life. I usually only use this for my under eyes. This is gonna last me a lifetime. And I honestly do think that that powder looks beautiful all over the face. I mean, I did start using that all over the face until I got this powder. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder in tan beige, and I have 4 of these because I tried one and I had to stock up. I've hit major pan on this. This is actually dome shaped, so beautiful. I feel like the formula of this is very similar to the Laura Mercier powder. It's just a darker color. There is no flashback. This is just beautiful. It does not feel gross or cakey on my face. This is holy grail status for me. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the rest of my face products. So my favorite bronzer of 2017 definitely has to be the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I have the mini here. I have hit huge pan, but I'm still using this because there's a lot of product in here. I didn't think I was gonna like this, and I also didn't think it was gonna show up too much on my skin. But this is a gorgeous bronzer. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing on top of a different bronzer that is not that good. If you saw my BoxyCharm unboxing, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I have another one of these smaller Hoola bronzers that came in a set, so I feel like I don't need to buy the full size. So next, blush. Now, blush, I'm not very picky with blushes. Well, I feel like it's tied. I feel like 2 of my favorite blushes are Milani Luminoso, and the other one is Benefit Dallas. But I barely use those 2 blushes this year. The blushes that I use all the time are these Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes. Like, it doesn't matter the shade. I have 5 of these mini, and I only have 1 full size. These minis last so long. I've had these minis for a year. Except this one. This one was my birthday gift. But I've had these since holiday 2016. They're so pigmented. They last so long on the skin. And I just love these blushes. They are fantastic. Fantastic. You don't even need to buy the full sizes. If you can find any sets where they have like 4 to 5 of these mini, like even 3 of these mini blushes, go get you those sets because they are so worth it. The blushes are amazing. So next is highlighter. It's not just this specific highlight, it's the entire line. The Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors, the pressed ones. This is specifically Rose Quartz, but I have the new Après Ski, whatever, you know that palette that just came out. I have that, I have this, I have Prismatic Amethyst, I have Lilac Geode, a mini opal, full-size Moonstone, Pearl, and I have 2 of the Light Chaser highlighters. I have Champagne Dream Flashes Bellini, and the other one is Pearl Flashes Gold, Gold Flashes Pearl, not really sure. Becca just does highlighters right. They are so pigmented. I wouldn't say that they're affordable because they are pretty pricey. The regular Shimmering Skin Perfectors are $38. These are $34. I am pretty sure that these are currently on sale at Sephora. They've been on sale for a while. I heard from someone at Sephora that Becca might discontinue these. They are right now 50% off. You can get them for $17, so you can get 2 for the price of 1. My favorite glow kit of all time is definitely the Moonchild glow kit. This palette is well loved. I feel like it's also a sentimental thing. My boyfriend bought me this glow kit, but I do have to say that I love all the Anastasia glow kits. It's not just any specific one. I mean, this is my favorite one, but I have the Sun Dipped, That Glow, Nicole Guerrero, Aurora, Moonchild, and Sugar. I really wanted Gleam, and I really wanted, what was the other one? Sweets. But Sweets was no longer available, and I actually bought Gleam, but Crushed Pearls was broken. I returned it. Anastasia also does highlighters really good. If I had to recommend Anastasia or Becca, I would definitely recommend the glow kits because you get either 4 or 6 highlighters for $40. This has 6 and this is $40 as opposed to the Becca highlighters. They're $38 each. So yeah, I would totally recommend the glow kits. Alright, next is a highlighter that I recently, I mean not too recently, it was like probably a couple months ago, but I do have to say that this has become one of my top highlighters of all time. This is the Fenty Beauty highlighter in Trophy Wife. Now look at that. I don't even have to say anymore. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, now we're gonna move on to eye products. I could not narrow it down, not even to 3 eyeshadow palettes. I have 6 to share with you. So the first eyeshadow palette is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This eyeshadow palette is so loved. I mean, I love warm toned eyeshadows, so this is right up my alley. Honestly, I have nothing more to say. This is very pigmented, wonderful. I use it all the time, and that's all I'm gonna say. This is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. The Modern Renaissance costs $42. This one costs $65. Definitely pricey. At first I said that this isn't worth $65, but I have changed my mind. This palette is totally worth $65. I just love this palette. I think all the colors are beautiful. Every time I use this palette, I have a great makeup day. I love the packaging, I love the colors. The only thing I don't like is Cosmo, and that's just because I don't like glitter. I don't wear glitter, so, but I'm totally cool with it. Alright, moving on. This is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. Wow, I feel like these are all warm toned. I thought this palette was gonna be trash. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I thought this was not gonna be a good palette. I swatched it in store. I think this smells delicious. This is way better than the Sweet Peach palette. This is everything I wanted the Sweet Peach palette to be. I'm not personally a person who likes full matte eye looks, but this palette just works. And this one, I think it cost $45. Alright, so the next palette is also by Too Faced. Wow, 3 of these palettes are by Too Faced. It's okay. This is the Too Faced Clover palette. And I don't know, I just really like this palette. There's something about this palette that just I love. I think it's I think it's the warm tones in this palette. I mean, this isn't all warm. I feel like it's half and half. I love every single color in this palette. I know this was not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone likes the packaging, but I personally think it's a great palette, and I'm really glad that I got it. It's only limited edition, so I don't regret buying that. Alright, next palette is the Anastasia Prism Palette, and I do love the Subculture palette, but I don't use it as much as I use the Prism palette. This palette is just delicious. There are warm tones in this palette, but there's also cool, and I love every single shade in this palette. There's not a single shade in this palette that does not work for me. I have used every single one of these. I think they're all beautiful. The only one I don't really reach for is Sphere, but I don't hate it. I mean, I love every single shadow in this palette. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. Some people hate this palette just as much as they hate the Subculture palette, and I mean, I love them both. I think they both work great. This next palette, I feel like it's cheating a little bit because this came out in December. So I'm not going to say that this is a favorite of 2017. I just want to give it a special shout out. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This has to be my favorite Too Faced palette of all time. When it comes to the chocolate palettes, I mean, or like the ones that are in this format, because the Sweet Peach is in this format, the Clover palette is in this format. But I am so sad. I think they said they're making this limited edition. They better be lying, because they say that about so many things. Like they said that about the Sweet Peach palette. Now the Sweet Peach palette is permanent. These are all buttery. These are all smooth. These are all wonderful. I actually have a review on most of these palettes. Yeah, I do. I will link everything up in the cards if you have not seen my reviews. Okay, so moving on to eyeliners. I do have to say that my favorite eyeliners when it comes to pencils have to be the NYX Slide On Glide On, and there's also the retractable ones. I love both, but I used this shade specifically so much in 2017. This is in the shade Golden Bronze. It is such a beautiful eyeliner. I will definitely repurchase. Now, the next eyeliner is probably the eyeliner that I use the most, and this is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon, and this is in black here. Blacker. So I got this in a birthday gift in 2016, and this eyeliner blew me away so much that I had to buy the full size, and I use this all the time. I don't care that this is like $26. I will continue to repurchase this eyeliner because it is my holy grail. Moving on to liquid eyeliner, I have to give NYX another huge shout out for their Vivid Brights eyeliner. This is specifically for color liners. These are not the only three I have. These are just the three that I pulled out of my drawers. They have a red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a blue, a purple, a pink, and a white, and I have every single one except for the blue, if there is a blue. They're so beautiful. I use these all the time. I do have to give another shout out to the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. This is in the shade Voltage Blue. This is actually the eyeliner that I'm wearing. Ooh. I just fell in love with liquid eyeliner in 2017, and yeah, I do this all the time now. I didn't think it was something that I'd get into. I always saw it on videos and I just thought it was not that cool, but then I put colored liners on and I think they're beautiful now. But when it comes to black liquid eyeliner, definitely my favorite is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, and this is in Trooper. I now hate felt tip liners. I am so for the brush tips. Brush tips are just way better. They don't dry out as quickly. I just realized I've had this for a year. You know when I got this? I got this when the Too Faced and Kat Von D Better Together palette came out. I've had this for over a year. That's crazy. And it hasn't dried out. It's not even like, I'm not even lying. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so now mascara. This is the Too Faced mascara, and I hate the name, so I'm not even gonna say it. This is the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Mascara. These mascaras are so good. I don't really have much to say about them. I mean, they're really good. They make my lashes look very black and voluminous, and they hold the curl. I'm like, yeah, they're just great. Now, for actual lipsticks, definitely my favorite lipsticks have to be the Bite Beauty lipsticks. They used to be called like the creme lipsticks or something like that, but they changed the name, they reformulated. These are definitely my favorite lipsticks of all time. I have like 15. The two shades that I wore the most in 2017 are Chai, I don't know how to pronounce things, and Verbena. This is actually my second Verbena lipstick, and the one that I use the most is Chai. And this is Kai or Chai, I don't know how to say it. And I also have Gazpacho right here. Gazpacho is just a beautiful red lipstick. I think these are great. The only issue I have is like they transfer. I definitely prefer matte lipsticks. I also have to give a huge shout out to MAC lipsticks. I also have like 10 of these lipsticks. This is just Como La Flor, and this is from the Selena collection, and this one is actually not matte. This is amplified. I only have like two non-matte lipsticks by MAC. This is the amplified one, and I also have, is it a frost finish? New York Apple. I'm pretty sure it's a frost finish. And this one is D for Danger. So I think these smell delicious. They are a great formula. They stay on all day, and I just think they're classic. I also just really like the packaging. Oh, and I also really like this Bite packaging. It's very unique. Definitely my favorite liquid lipsticks of 2017 were tied with the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks and the Too Faced Melted Matte liquid lipsticks. I only have a few of the Melted Matte ones. I have like, actually I think I only have 2 shades, but honestly those are the shades that I used the most. I have like 10 shades of the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, And these are just the shade Plath and Nosferatu. And the shade that I have in the Melted Matte is Sellout. I love this so much that I actually have another one of these. I've recently bought something from Sephora and I was able to get a deluxe size sample and I got the same exact shade. It's just in a different packaging. I don't know why that is. Alright, and last but not least, I have to give a huge shout out to MAC Fix Plus. So I've been using MAC Fix Plus for about 2 years now. I originally bought a mini of the original Fix Plus, and then I bought a full size that I do use, and I have like 4 of these coconut ones, and I heard that they're making them permanent, so I'm really happy about that. But yeah, MAC Fix Plus is definitely my favorite setting spray, even though it's not marketed as a setting spray. I do like the Urban Decay one, but I find myself using MAC Fix Plus more often. Okay guys, so those were all of my beauty favorites of 2017. I loved every single one of the products that I mentioned in this video. I used them so often in 2017, and honestly, I see myself using these products like for the rest of my life. I think these products are all amazing, each in their own unique ways. I hope you enjoyed this long video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!